Greetings! Mandroid79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alright then, get started, pressing the A button now, loading game, and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, now going to edit deck menu. Here we are, and now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is Stoicheia's Sylvan Beast King Magnolia D-BT02. And alright, let's get started. So first off, for the base of the deck I'm going to build, I'm going to be using this Stoicheia Magnolia deck from D-BT01 as the base of the deck I'm going to build. Alrighty, let's get started. So going inside to edit deck. Here we are. And now, as I just mentioned before, the deck build for this deck profile video is a Stoicheia Sylvan Beast King Magnolia deck comprised of cards only available up until D-BT02. So first, let's go to filter settings, to pack, and show cards only available from D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT02, A Brush with the Legends, and Festival Collection 2021, which was released between the two boosters. Apply filter. Okay, let's get started. So first off, the Ride deck, Grade 3. Grade 3, Sylvan Beast King Magnolia. Its skill is auto as a Vanguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks. Counterblast 1, if the cost been paid, choose one of your rear guards, and until the end of the turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets plus 5,000 power. If you persona row this turn, choose 3 rear guards instead of 1. So for Magnolia, he's the main grade 3 to run in this deck. Its skill, just by attacking, and by paying a counterblast of 1 of your back row rear guards can attack from the back row with an additional 5,000 power boost. And also, the best part is this skill is also upgradable, since if you persona row, you can actually give your entire back row the ability to attack and get a little extra power. So ideally with Magnolia's skill and persona right bonus, you can get 6 attacks at least for a single turn. So for Magnolia, we're playing 4 Pim and putting 1 in the right deck. So next up, the Grade 3 Sylvan Beast Elrante. Skill is auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks, if there are 2 or more units in front of this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the battle. And if there are 3 or more units, Soul Charge 1. So for Elrante, he's a good support card for the Magnolia deck. Just by having 2 or more units in front of it, then he can get plus 5,000 power. And if there are 3 or more, then he also get to use Soul Charge 1. So Elrante is a good card to attack from the back row with, but also to restock your soul for Soul Blast later on. So Elrante, we're playing 3 of him. Okay, next up, the Grade 2 lineup. Right deck, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast Lattice. His skills are, first skill, auto. When this unit is ridden upon by Sylvan Beast King Magnolia, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost been paid, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a unit card, call to the rear guard circle. If it isn't, put it into your hand. And second skill, auto, back row rear guard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1. If the cost been paid, then this unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the battle. So for Lattice, he's the main grade 2 to ride in this deck. As a Vanguard, just by riding Magnolia on top of him, you can then probably superior call the top card of your deck if it is a unit card. And so ideally, it's a good way to get another attacking rear guard or boosting rear guard to support you. And the second skill, by attacking from the back row, by paying a mere Soul Blast of 1, he gets another 10,000 power. So for the second skill, it works well with Magnolia's skill. Just by attacking from the back row, combining the skills of Magnolia and its own skill, it can serve as a 25,000 point attacker from the back row all on its own. So for Lattice, we're playing 4, so removing 3 and keeping 1 in the right deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Sylvan Beast Gyunosla. His skill is auto, back row rear guard circle. When this unit attacks, counterblast 1. If the cost been paid, choose one of your other rear guards, and it gets this unit's power until the end of the turn, increased by its power at that time. So for Gyunosla, he's a good card to work with for the Magnolia deck as well, since just by attacking from the back row, by paying a counterblast of 1, the rear guard in front of it will get all of its total power added. So it's a good way to give not only your your front row rear guard in front of Geonosa a lot more power to work with, but it also works with Magnolia deck since Magnolia's skill will allow Geonosa to attack from the back row, so it's ideally a good way to increase your front row's attack power. So for Geonosa, we're playing 4 of him and keeping 4. Next up, the Grade 2 Spurring Maiden Ilenia. I'm not going to play this card anymore, taking 4 out. The Grade 2 Sylvan Horn Beast Aglio. Not going to play this anymore, so take it out. Then for the other Grade 2s in this deck, we're playing the Grade 2 Sylvan Horn Beast Damai Naru. Its skills are: first skill, auto. When placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Sylvan Horn Beast K Magnolia, Soul Blast 1. If the cost has been paid, choose one of your rear guards, and until the end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets plus 5,000 power. And the second skill, auto, as a rear guard, once per turn. When this unit is chosen by your Vanguard's effect, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So for Damai Naru, he's another great support card for the Magnolia series. For his first skill, just by calling with Magnolia as your Vanguard, you'll be able to give one of your other rear guards on the field, or perhaps make Damai Naru itself the ability to attack from the back row, an extra 5,000 power. And the second skill, when chosen by your Vanguard's effect, he gets plus 5,000 power, so this works well with Magnolia's skill, so giving him the ability to attack from the back row, thus giving him more power to work with. So for Damai Naru, we're playing 4 of him. Next up, the Grade 2 Sylvan Horn Beast Boshokorn. Its skill is action, rear guard, counter blast 1. If the cost has been paid, until the end of the turn, this unit gets continuous back row rear guard. When this unit will attack, this unit battles all of your opponent's front row units. So for Boshokorn, he's another support card for Magnolia series. Just by attacking from the back row, he can attack all of your opponent's front row units, Vanguard included and rear guard included. So Boshokorn is a good way to pressure your opponent by attacking the Vanguard and wiping out their rear guards in the front row. So for Boshokorn, we're playing 3 of him. Next up, the Grade 2 Sylvan Horn Beast Duger. Its skill is continuous as a rear guard. If you have 4 or more other rear guards, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So for Duger, he's more or less another good card for Magnolia. Just by having 4 or more other rear guards in the field, he can serve as a 15,000 point attacker all by himself. So for Duger, we're playing 3 of him. Next up, the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s of this deck, we have Ride Deck, Grade 1, Sylvan Horn Beast, Karis. Its skills are, first skill, auto. When ridden upon by Sylvan Horn Beast Lattice, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a Grade 2 or less unit card, calls to rear guard. If it isn't, put it into your soul. And the second skill, back row rear guard. During the battle this unit attacks, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So for Karis, he's the main Grade 1 to ride in its deck. For his skills, the first skill, just by riding a Lattice on top of him, you have a chance to superior call a Grade 2 or less card from the top of your deck and use it as an additional attacker or back row supporter. And then the second skill, his own skill, just by being in the back row rear guard circle, when this unit attacks, it can serve as a 13,000 power all on its own, so it's another good support card for the Magnolia, which lets you attack from the back row. So for Karis, we have 4, taking 3 out, and playing only 1 in the ride deck. Next up, Grade 1, Knight of Friendship, Cyrus. Not going to play this card anymore, take 2 out. Then the Grade 1, Conspiring Mutant, Atlantis. Not going to play this anymore, take 3 out. And next up, the Grade 1, Maiden of Deep Impression, Urjula. Her skills are, first skill, continuous as a rear guard. When you would move or swap rear guards during your main phase, you can also move it within the same row. And second skill, continuous as a rear guard. Your unit in front of this unit cannot be chosen by opponent's card effects. So for Urjula, she's a good way to not only switch around the cards in your field, but also make the unit in front of it resistant to card effects. So for her first skill, you'll be able to switch her out, making her possibly able to boost from the back row for either of your left or right or center columns. And then She can also give the unit or rear guard in front of it a semi-resist ability, protecting it from opponent's card effects. So for Azula, we're playing 3 of her. Next up, the Great One, Sylvan Beast. Sylvan Beast Kuchi. His skill is continuous. This card cannot be ridden and can only be called to the back row center rear guard circle. So for Kuchi, he's mainly a 15,000 point booster from the back row, but thanks to Magnolia, he can also serve as a 15,000 point attacker from the back row, so it's a pretty basic but pretty helpful unit. For Kuchi, you're playing 3 of him. Next up, the Great One, Planet Prevent Dragon, Sentinel for Vanguard. Its skills are, first skill, continuous, Sentinel, second skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Planet Prevent Dragon, he's like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. Just by guarding of him and discarding a card from your hand, you can completely block one of your enemy attacks. But also he has an ability unique to the standard format perfect guards. Just by guarding of him, if you have 1 or less cards in hand, you'll be able to do a no-cost perfect guard in desperate or last-minute situations. So for Planner Prevent Dragon, we're playing 4, keeping 4. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. Right deck, Grade 0, Sylvan Beast Latte. His skill is auto. When ridden upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Latte, he's the starting unit of this deck. Just by riding on top of him, if you went second, draw a card. Got 1 in the right deck. Next up, the trigger lineup. The Grade 0, Sylvan Beast, Jackalope, critical trigger. We're playing 4 of him. The Grade 0, Sylvan Beast, Pollider, draw trigger. We have 3, adding 1 more, playing 4 draw triggers. The Grade 0, Abyss Temptation, critical trigger. We're going to take 4 out and replace it with the Grade 0, Frenzied Heiress, front trigger. Its skill is continuous. As a guardian, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, it gets plus 5,000 shield. So for Heiress, she's a powerful front trigger to have in your Stoicheia decks. Just by guarding her, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, she alone can serve as a 20,000 point shield. So for Heiress, we're playing 3 of her. Next up, the Grade 0, Sylvan Beast, Zlatarok, heal trigger. We're playing 4. And last but not least, the Grade 0, Source Dragon, Deity of Blessings, plus favor, over trigger. His skill is trigger, additional effect, draw a card, choose one of your units, it gets plus 1 critical until the end of the turn. All of your front row units gets plus 10,000 power. And if your damage zone is the same number of cards as your opponent or more, choose a card from your hand from your damage zone and heal it. So for Blood's Favor, he's the over trigger for the Stoicheia Nation. Like any other over trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it has the same activation. Just by revealing it in a drive check or damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card. But he also features his own skill unique to him, when revealed during a drive check on your turn. Not only can you draw a card, but give a critical to one of your units. You give front row powered plus 10,000 and possibly heal 1 damage. So in a way, Blessed Favor is kind of like all 4 of these standard formats triggers: critical, draw, front, and heal put into 1 card. So for Blessed Favor, we have 1, and with that, we finished building the deck build and explain the card effects. So let's save the deck. Overwrite deck being built, yes. And alright, the deck has been built, card effects displayed. So the cards in this deck build, we're playing 4, Grade 3, Sylvan Beast Magnolia. 3, Grade 3, Sylvan Beast, Elrante. 1, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast, Gladys. 4, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast, Unozla. 4, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast, Damainaru. 3, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast, Bajalcorn. 3, Grade 2, Sylvan Beast, Duger. 1, Grade 1, Sylvan Beast, Paris. 4, Grade 1, Planet Prevent Dragon. 3, Grade 1, Maiden of Deep Impression, Urjula. 3, Great 1, Sylvan Horn Beast, Kuchi. 1, Great 0, Sylvan Horn Beast, Latte, start a unit. And next up, the triggers, we're playing 4 critical triggers, 4 draw triggers, 3 front triggers, 4 heal triggers, and 1 over trigger. Let's favor. Already, deck built, card effects explained. Now let's get on to testing out the deck. So we're leaving the deck edit menu, back to main menu, 2D fight menu, CPU fight, and let's choose an opponent. So let's choose my deck first. Sorry, choosing the newly built Magnolia deck. Now choosing an opponent. Let's see, who should I fight? Okay, then I'll fight Haru Shinagawa, normal difficulty. Alright, the fight begins, let's get started. Deciding who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock the paper, I lose, going second. So, okay, drawing our starting hands. I'm going to send 1 heal trigger back. Okay, stand Vanguard. My opponent's turn, she rides. The Great 1, Viagra, okay. Battle phase, end phase, my turn, I draw. I'm going to ride for my right deck, Sylvan Horn Beast Carrots. I discard a draw trigger as the right deck cost. Right, bait skill, Latte, I draw a card. Draw. Next up, I'm going to call Kuchi to the back row. And beginning battle phase, boosted by Kuchi. Carrots attacks the Vanguard, twin 3k. Drive check. Critical trigger, yes! I give all effects to the Vanguard. Now here comes 2 damage to my opponent. Damage check first, no trigger, and second check. What is it? No trigger, alright, safe. That's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. She rides. Great 2, Viagra. Skill, she's going to reveal a critical trigger in her deck and call in rest. Okay. Calling a rear guard, calling another one. Okay, here. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Alright, first attack, so no guard, took the hit. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Painkiller skill, he draws a card. Alright, here comes Vanguard to Vanguard. No guard. Drive check. Ah, critical trigger, no! Power and critical added, okay. Here comes 2 damage to me. Ow! Damage check first. No trigger. And second check. Yes, draw trigger. All effects to Vanguard, and I draw a card. I drew a front trigger, okay. Now 28,000 power to me, okay. I guard a critical trigger, 33,000. Attack blocked. Okay, the attack does not go through. Now it's my turn, I stand and draw. I'm going to ride for my right deck, Sylvan Horn Beast Lattice. I'm going to discard a draw trigger for the cost. Right. Carrots a skill, I check the top card of my deck. Is it grade 2 or less? Plan to prevent dragon, I call it to the rear guard. Next up, I call Bajal Corn and Gyunoza. And now, okay, that should be it. Wait. Yep, that should be it. So, alright, beginning battle phase. First up, Bajal Corn attacks the rear guard on the left side. 10,000 power. The attack goes through. 1 rear guard is down. Next up, boosted by Kuchi, Lattice attacks the Vanguard. 25,000 power. Drive check. No trigger. And here it comes. 1 damage. No trigger. Okay. Next up, Unozla, boosted by Planet Prevent, attacks the rear guard. 16,000 power. Attack goes through, one rear guard down, and that's the end of my turn. Here comes my opponent's turn. She rides the Grade 3 Tiagra, activating her skill to shuffle deck. Okay. Vanguard skill, she's going to call a Grade 2 or less. She calls Bedivere, okay, and calls Painkiller and Valsadia, okay. Okay, I guard with a heal trigger, 25,000 to your 16,000. Block the rear guard attack. Attack blocked. And now, here comes Painkiller skill. She draws a card. Okay, attacking with a rear guard. So I guard with heal of a front guardian, 25,000. 30k shield. Attack blocked. Okay, here comes the Vanguard attack. 18,000 power. No guard. Here comes the Vanguard. Drive check. First, no trigger. Safe. And second check. Ah, no! Over trigger! Well, her rear guard cannot attack anymore, so I guess it's a wasted trigger. 1 damage. Ow! Damage check. Critical trigger, no! Wasted a trigger! All affects the Vanguard. Okay. Alright, my turn. I stand and draw. I'm going to ride Sylvan Horn Beast and Magnolia. I discard 1 Magnolia for the cost. Right. Magnolia. Next I activate Lattice skill. I Superior Call. I Soul Blast 1 and Superior Call the top card of my deck. It is a... Ah, no, critical trigger. Going to call to the rear guard. Next up, I switch the places of my 2 rear guards, and then I call a... Okay, I'm gonna call Damainaru in front over the critical trigger. Damainaru skill, I Soul Blast 1. I give 1 rear guard the ability to attack from the back row. I give it to Botchlecorn. Next, I activate Botchlecorn's skill, Counter Blast 1. This turn, he gets the ability to attack the entire front row. Okay, and now beginning battle phase. Botchlecorn attacks the front row. What? Wait, choose one rear guard. You can attack from the back row. Yeah, that's right. What's going on? Alright, confirm. Oh, that's it, okay. Attack. The attack goes through. All rear guards down. And 1 damage. No trigger. Safe. And now, let's see. Magnolia attacks. Unboosted. 13k to the Vanguard. Okay, perfect guard. And okay, blocked. So twin drive, first check. No trigger. And second check. Come on, something good. No trigger. Ah! Okay. And now I'm going to activate Magnolia's skill. I Counter Blast 1. I give 5,000 power and the ability to attack from the back row to Kuchi. And now Kuchi attacks the Vanguard, 20k. The attack goes through. 1 damage. It is a no trigger. Alright. Now boosted by Planet Prevent. Dunozia attacks the Vanguard, 16k. Does it go through? Nope. It's blocked, 18k. Alright, that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. Activating Tiagra's skill, she's going to Superior Call. Bedivere, okay. And calls an Angel. Alright. Rear guard attacks the Vanguard, so okay. I'm going to intercept 23k.
インターセプト
Alright, attack blocked. Now Vanguard to Vanguard.
ヴァンガ
Okay.
ード攻撃
Okay. No guard to hit.
ノーガードドライブチェック
No trigger. And second check. What is it? No trigger. Alright, I'm safe.
一刀両断
Here it comes. 1 damage. Ow.
ダメージチェッ
Damage
ク
check.
オーバー
Over trigger. Yes. I draw 1. Power to Vanguard.
プラス
And okay.
ターン終了私の
My
ター
turn.
ン
I stand and draw. I'm going to Persona Ride Magnolia.
ペルソナライド
There we go. And now, okay, next up, I'm going to call Ginoza.
コール
Switching places with regard. I'm going to activate Volatile Core and Skill, Counterblast 1. Gets the ability to attack from the back row. And can gets the ability to attack the front row. Sorry about that. Next up, I'm going to call Lattice. Sorry, not Lattice, it's Damainaru. Let's call Damainaru to the front row.
コール
Damainaru skill. Soul Blast 1. Give 1 back row rear guard the ability to attack. I'll give it to Volatile Core plus 5,000 power. And I'm going to call over Planet Prevent Dragon with my Great One Urjula.
コール
Okay, that should do it. And now, beginning battle phase. Now, first off, my back row Volatile Core attacks the front row.
アタック
15k. Yes, the attack goes through.
甚大被害甚大
All rear guards down and 1 damage to the
甚
opponent.
大ダメージチェック
No trigger, 6 damage. I win.
私の勝ちねやった
Okay, winner me. I got BP, win, drew an over trigger, opponent drew over trigger, did a persona ride, 6 turns passed, did a superior recall, retired 5 or more units. I got a total of 2350 BP, total 350 BP. So, okay, press A to go next.
どのファイターにする
Okay, we finished testing out the deck, so leaving the fight menu,
どのファイトにする
returning to main menu,
どのモードで遊ぶ
going to edit deck menu,
どのデッキを見る
and now the deck has just been built, card effect displayed, and tested out in front of you. So with that, that's all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you all soon.